Zeus tips with Demz, our mission maker, if you will. Basically today we are going to make a destructible bridge that looks a little bit better than what the default does and actually removes the bridge itself and shows, or unhides rather, some debris. So there's a couple of things. In this case, this bridge is comes with the map. It's built into the map. This is Bystrica. And normally I try to use the map IDs, but the problem with the map IDs is that they change every time you load the game, or every iteration of the map, so they can't be trusted. However, what we can do is use a little script to select the closest thing. But if we want to select the closest thing, we need to select the closest thing to something. We need a position to start from. So in this case, I'm going to put a character down. I'm going to hop into the game. It's going to be a debug options and like variable viewer and all that. Disregard that. It's not important. What we are going to do is we are going to do getPos player 20. 20 is just within range. True. And then call BIS FNC objects grabber. So we're going to call that local execution. Now it says grabbed out data, mission, blah, 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 world, all that's well and good. However, at anchor, you're going to get a position. Now copy that position with the brackets. Control C. I don't know if you need to put it in a different program to just keep it there. But now you have the position of where you're standing. So we return to hidden editor. We slap down a trigger. Also slap down something that we're going to use as the sensor. So if this thing is destroyed, then the bridge will count as destroyed, and thus it will, well, you'll see. We need a different object to register if an explosion has gone off or something sufficiently damaging has gone off. What I do is I use something that is destructible in-game. It needs to be something that has the states alive and dead. So you can put technically AI, but I would recommend using an object since it doesn't talk. Give it a name, variable name. I've gone with sensor1 here. And then under trigger doesn't need a name. Game logic, activation type, not present, doesn't really matter, because we are going to use the condition exclamation point alive. So that's opposite of alive, meaning dead, sensor1. So this trigger will trigger if the sensor is dead, or the object named sensor is dead. On activation, I'm going to put this in the Zeus chat, so that's easy enough. But you're going to get hideObjectGlobal _x. This is just going to be the variable that this feeds into. So forEach, if you want to destroy more than one object, I suppose you could put more variables in here. forEach nearestTerrainObjects, and then in this bit, in the first comma, or before the first comma, you put in the location, or the XY coordinates that you extracted earlier. In this case, the bridge counts as a house, or classification house, and then distance from that point. So if I increase this to 50, it will probably destroy or hide all the houses. But okay, what that will do is that when sensor 1 is destroyed, or no longer counts as alive, this part of the bridge, this little span here, is going to be hidden. Okay? Now, we want some rubble as well, because if you don't add rubble, it's just going to be just complete empty here, and that doesn't look as good. It's okay, but not great. So I've decided that I want some rubble. Now, I put in these factory conveyor belts. They fit pretty well. I am going to put them, though, to a special state not shown, because obviously the rubble shouldn't be there before the bridge is destroyed. I make 2 of those. set them both to hidden by default. Same with the sensor. You can make the sensor hidden so that it doesn't look out of place. We are going to use a module called showHide. I've called it variable this. This is just if you want more things destructible. Apply to synchronized objects only. And the action that we're going to do is show units. Okay? Now we are going to take this trigger, sync to, and then sync it to the showHideVis, or the other way around. I'm not really sure which one it is, but you'll figure it out. Actually, I can see. And these two, or whatever rubble you have, you sync to the showHide. Now, that is quite a bit of work, but the result is pretty spectacular. So, to demonstrate, I'm going to play as this AAF, or whatever, demolitions expert. I am going to place down an explosive. And if you remember, the sensor bar is somewhere there. So, place down an explosive, select the trigger, put it on the rams, and I'm just going to move myself into, let's say, I don't know, somewhere semi-close. There. Now, if I hit the explosive, it's going to be an explosion, and the bridge part itself is hidden, and the rubble shows up.